Hi everyone, my name is Edgar Muzah. I'm a musician, bass player, composer, arranger, music producer. I just wanted to let you know that I was here at Kunjani Podcast. I had such an amazing time. You guys must check out the episode. Before you do that, go check out Kunjani Podcast on all social media platforms and see you soon.
It's a Kunjani. Wanna learn more, wanna get exposed. Yeah, it's a Kunjani. Must I'm a pool. Man Kunjani. Must come through. They say numbers don't lie. We own two, spit to Mquqo the platform to be in. Sunday let's tete. Time to let them know what you do. Ha, got the mecha on the move. Spec to Miss P and attackers on the Zoom. Nele no Luvuyo with that HD content. Let's take him to the moon. Bakalela skakake. Sasabkali na linyane Windvoel season 2.
Good evening. Welcome to Kunjani Podcast, the podcast with HD content. Igama lam ndingumzwanele, unele wakabheni, umsasazi wodumo. Unyana kamamsukwini futhi nomgwaqiba wangapha engqoshwa ya kwezalala ezifumaneka pha kwaThefu. Ungaziwarishi ke ngoku yapha ku Google uyoyikhangela because uyayikhangela incame soze uyifumane but yona idume ngayo, idume ngokwenza iYellow Bones. Seyila podcast ke inomsoco, la podcast ine HD content. Kuyabonakala into basiyenyukela ngosiyapha ku 4K because noko ama level ayabonakala sethi banabantu bayasichala, bayasichiniza, bayasiphusha ku busy pha ku social zethu. Akho nto engenzekiyo, siyabulela kakhulu ke ngalondo leyo. Coming to business of the day. Namhlanje siphethe bani. Wow, I'm excited, I'm happy. Ndinayo nento enazanto kuthiwa zi-butterflies ukubukela umsebenzi womuntu uhlobo amenza ngalo because bene guest ezininzi apha phambi kwasibambe le ndoda saniphakela yona namhlanje. Eleke sincokola nayo umuntu oculayo athi hayi ndincedwe ngubani, ndathi ndocinga ingoma ndayifonela ngo-3 ekuseni laa ndoda because ndiyamazi intoba uzawuyenza ibe leyo ndiyifunayo. Kwathi kodwa igqinje inoti kum, ndavuka ekuseni ndawe ekholini ndathi bani nantsi le nto. Inoba niyazibuza intoba sithetha nabani. Ityebile kakhulu ke imbali yakhe, ndingathetha kuphela ishow but ke ndizawuzama uninika nje qha amagqaba njinji ngento azenzayo. Ezinye sizawuzincokola phakathi eziba sincokola. Into endingayithetha, he's from Zimbabwe, ngumdako omnyama ongeva sepha. He moved to South Africa 2009, right? Yeah, he was very young then. Yeah, manditsho because sabukeka young nangoku. Waqala ke ukudlala igita ena 14 years. Yeah, zininzi ke influencers abangantu bamakadlale eyilanto ka i-guitar but sizawuzingena kuzo nzulu eziba sincokola kunye naye. Une-caps ezininzi ke apha ku-music. I-arranger, i-composer, uyi-bass guitarist, akho nto nje angayenziyo. Sesuka nakumazwe aphesheya. Ndingathi uba kaligqibi elalapha eAfrika ilizwe, inoba kushota ilizwe li-1 or 2 because uhambile kakhulu. Usebenzile ke nemvumi ezinkulu ezaziwayo esingathi ke kasezibalula sibalule pha utata uOliver Mquqo. I mean ingwenya leyo, may his soul rest in peace. Ungathi ke usebenza notata uOliver Mquqo ufuna ukuyazi ba usemcimbini because umva kwayena uhloba lilo nohlobo enza ngalo ba izinto zakhe ziphakamile kakhulu. Usebenzele ne-artists zethu apha eSouth Africa ezifana noBerita, o-Asanda Bam, usebenzele nabo Sylvester Funani, usebenzele nabo Chumani Ngojo, lo waye kwi-Crown Gospel ngo-2015. I mean ukwayena philanthropist, yes. Yeah, singamfaka kula basket. Akhona guys abaninzi manje abantu asebenze nabo. Inoba niyazibuza ke intoba ngubani lo sithetha ngaye. Ladies and gents, khani nincediseni, niphakame, nibethe amakhwelo, niyeke yonke into beniyenza osisibabe bepheka, bayeke yonke into because ngoku siphethe lento kuthiwa ngumpheki womculo. Igama lakhe ngu-Edgar Muzah. No, I'm trying. I hope ndichaze right because ibasket yakuhlobo egcwele nganyena fumanisa uba it could take the whole show ndichaza umsebenzi wakho into yoba wenza ntona but ke noko ndiyaqonda uba ndizamile ukuthi qaqa pha napha ezishiyekileyo sizawumane sizingena kuba sizincokola pha ngaphandle. Okokuqala bhuti, thank you very much for gracing us in our studios with i-presence yakho. Asiyithathi kancane nto because we know ntoba ngumntu obhizi, umsebenzi wakhe ixesha elinintsi ungaphandle, uyaphuma, uyatravelisha because ngalo lonke ixesha uvuka ekuseni usebenze because ukuze bekho ingoma kufuneka ugqithwa apha kuwe so asiyithathi kancinci lo nto leyo for i-benefit ke yomuntu oqalayo usimamela pha ngaphandle leni podcast liqonga whereby we celebrate i-heroes nee-heroines zethu apha eGqeberha ne-surrounding abantu abenza izinto ezi-positive esathi ka sizijonga simasiba hayi man lo mntu unalo inyathelo elihle but kasinothi simsondeze inintsi into engafundwa ngabantu apha kuwe. That's why ke nawo lapha because we-sifting and sorting business asithathi noba ngubani bhuti ngathi ube lapha qiniseka into yoba semcimbini.
No.
Once again, welcome, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I have to say, Uguti, I've been watching the podcast and I've been checking his intros.
Yeah.
Goku having it live. ZIMBABWE.
Ziyabona kwena nazo kufuneka lonto le. Kuthiwa kaloku i-opponent yakho afuneka ikwazi into yoba uza njani. Mayithi iqhele usiza straight idibane nawe so uthi igqinge enxele ngoku iqhele usiza nge-right kwenzela ube kunokwazi uyibhida. No masibonke bhuti eyona nto wena ibalulekileyo ukwenza sure into yoba abaphulaphuli bethu siyabahuka basondele babe nomdla womamela because remember kaloku into yokuyeka into yonke oyenzayo uthatha idatha yakho umamele interview yomuntu encokola nawe ayondincinci so ufuneka uzame by all means doba la muntu umnika umdla oba makumamele because remember into yomamela kumuntu iba into yexesha nakhale saqoba hayi man ayile nto bendiyi-expectile so ufuneka utry by all means doba mawumgcine lapha kamamela abe nento azayichola aza nobomamele for 10 minutes 15 minutes abe nento ayithathayo apha kule nto buyithetha ayikhupha isengaphandle ayobalisa ukwenza uba nabanye babe nomdla. That's why sizama uyispice wena lento siyi-beautify ukwenza uba isound right pha ngaphandle ibe relevant. Otherwise bhuti umuntu onothi akubuza into yoba u-Edgar ngubani ungancokola naye uthini xa uzichaza?
Edgar ngumfana nje.
Lityenyana.
I'd like to believe ukuthi I'm still young, I still have a lot to do, I still have a lot to achieve. Born in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Harare. Ndakhulela phayana ke and I've traveled from there. Been to other countries, but ndisuka eZimbabwe.
Yes, all right.
And ndafika South Africa in 2009.
Right,
I think that's when ndafika by actually in 2009.
Right.
I think I only arrived in South Africa in April, but I was in Joburg. And that it can't forget Gqeberha. This place resonates with me,
ngwele siyibalisa yabona apha bayibiza friendly city nje like si friendly simnandi thina.
I was like, this is my vibe. So ndaphela ndihlala apha ke. I was born in a family, a very beautiful, dynamic family. I have lots of siblings, and I happen to be one of the youngest.
So it means you're fake it. So yonke into hayi unancane lebasimncengeni.
That's why I was saying I still believe ukuthi
uzaba young ukuthi uyobhufa ngwena. Kubo uzaqala ngumntana for sure.
So I'm apart from that, I'm a bass player.
Yes.
I'm a musician. I'm a recording artist.
Sure.
I'm a performer. I'm a music producer.
Yeah.
I'm a composer, arranger, songwriter. And a former sportsman as well.
Uyabona ke mamela ke mandifake i-disclaimer ngokusebenzisa. Yabona kapha akulunganga Edgar uza kweliqonga because liqonga elikhulu kakhulu ukuxokisa abantu baxelele into engekhoyo. Usi-sportman senze sport busidlala.
I'm a former soccer player.
You better be kidding me.
Yeah, no, I played soccer very well.
Wayedlala professional okanye amateur?
Semi-pro.
Yeah. Wow. Budlala ephi position pha ku-football?
I was striker.
Striker. So bowabhenga ama-goals?
Bendintswembe ngexesha lapho.
But unqabile kumthetho ozawufika ku-podcast i-podcast ene-HD content afika athi man ngwenya bendingekho mnandi man but sibana sizawudika deep.
You must ask about me. They will tell you no. I used to have like a cabinet of talents, basketball, namhlanje one soccer.
So you are a man of many talents.
Like I did a lot of things before I finally settled on one thing, but I've always known Mquqo was my thing, that was my calling. I think Mquqo chose me because it's very spiritual for me. That's my story, man.
Wow. When we're going to talk a lot about music work later, but first we want to zoom in at Uhlobo Khulengana. We're going to talk a little bit about Zimbabwe. Tell us about life wase-Zimbabwe. I mean, mna ke ndizoyazi kakhulu iZimbabwe ngoba politically be unstable. There was a lot eyenzekayo abantu bayamove from that side coming to South Africa. Give us a brief umzekelo mna ndaba shocked mna to learn into yoba iZimbabwe is one of the places ezine-wonders apha kuworld like iVictoria Falls whereby into yoba yeyona ndawo intle abantu besuka tourist from overseas ziye phaya. I was even shocked into yoba the way abayithengisa ngakhona eTV-ni eZimbabwe into yoba ukhona uKFC ukhona uShoprite. I was so shocked because the only thing thina siyixelelwayo situation ebad yaseZimbabwe. Tell us more about uZimbabwe into yoba ngela xesha ukhula ebenjani ulife nje politically and socially nje.
Look, Zimbabwe is a very beautiful country, you know.
Indeed.
I'd like to believe it.
And it's true, man.
Yeah, it is. And I remember at some point it was the breadbasket of Africa.
Yes.
So yeah, but because like crops is all there, they were coming from there. Yeah, but like you'd get your tobacco, you know, being exported from Zimbabwe, get umbona, like everything was was there, cotton, you name it. But obviously politically a lot of things changed, you know, good and bad, you know. Now personally I'd like to think ukuthi I benefited from the unfortunate things that happened when it comes to politics of the country, because you look at the fact that it taught you to do things in a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah, but you become independent. You know, you become independent. You learn to hustle. You know, like
and one skill umsebenzi wesandla, which is yona idingekayo these days.
But I can tell you something. Now, if you go to Zimbabwe, there are rich people there, like you know, like US dollar rich. You know,
like they're stinking rich.
They are rich.
Zimbabwe.
You know, they are rich, and those people don't work for anyone, man. They're business people, you know. So the only disadvantage is like the poor stay the poor, the rich become richer, you know. But for me, I think it was very important to you had to learn to be independent. You know, the economy was really tough at some point, you know. You can't get a loan from the bank, you can't get a mortgage, you know. The vehicle finance and things like that. We didn't know about that.
Sure.
So if you want a 7-bedroom house, save, you know.
Yeah.
So you get there, you see people have like 13 bedroom house.
Yeah.
And lo you must know that they paid cash for that house.
So
so I think those are some of the things that you benefit from, because you take that mentality. Now you get to a place where things are a bit softer. Because of vehicle finance, and you find yourself in debt, you know. So yeah, like those are things that, you know, team I benefited from, you know. But you're not politics kind of messed up a lot of things, man, because it was a beautiful country. I still believe there is hope for the country. You know, I just don't know how we can
no izawulungiswa nini wena ezolungiswa ngabanye abantu, because nina bayibona situation and nina bayazi into yoba ningenza ntoni ukuzitshintsha.
Inzima ke le, because like Zimbabweans are very quiet, man. They don't protest. Yeah, if there's one thing that I would want to impart from all the things that I've learned from South Africa is to be vocal.
Is to go and do it all for us. Don't be quiet, space doesn't go right. Yeah, no, sure, no, ndiyakufumana wena. And there's also something endayivayo about Zimbabwe kuthiwa education yethu yenu ifar better kune education system yalapha South Africa, because the level of education apho ifumane tertiary kuthiwa eZimbabwe ifumane secondary. Is it true?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah. So like you spend 5 years in high school.
Yes.
Tina, we spend 6.
Wow.
Yeah, we spent 6 years in high school. So basically your 5th year, basically your 4th year in high school, which is your matric, 5th year becomes like 1st year varsity type of thing, you know.
Sure.
So by the time you get to varsity, I'm sure you have done like 1st year.
Yeah, so if you get this, so understand that you're also
but you still do your 4 years in varsity.
No wonder most guys you are so good, eh?
I think that's one of the things that I can be proud of, you know. Like one thing that the former president Robert Mugabe did.
The late Robert Mugabe.
Yeah, I know he made sure, you know, education system is proper. You know?
Yeah, so he built a stronger education system system ukwenza banikwazi ukubenefit. And also you are good with skill guy, umsebenzi wesandla. You are so good as Zimbabweans because you give Zimbabwe phone, he will do wonders. You give him imoto, I mean you give him indlu, istena, almost everything you give him umthi uza create into qoma here. Zange layibona and then ndiyazibuza ba babuyapha abantu. Yeah, abantu abakhulu babuyapha abantu.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there's a lot of artisans by
so noba umuntu angathini ngomugabe okusala yena uyidlalile yakhe indima the rest isheka kubantu abangasemva into babayithathe bayise ngaphambili. Okay, growing up eZimbabwe then was up eSouth Africa, ibinjani la transition yosuka kwi country yakho uze kwenye country because you are a foreigner lapha and you know sometimes in South Africa things happen like into xenophobic and
it's not the easiest thing, man. It's not the easiest thing, but I think it was exciting. It was exciting in the sense that when I come from a country where people are very reserved, man, in Zimbabwe, like you know, like Amando, you know, there's certain things when you can't just do certain things. So came to South Africa, I'm like, yo, people are liberal here. You know, so it was exciting. It was exciting in that regard, you know, like there's certain things that we never used to do, you know, like Jade, I don't know if I can go controversial, but
I know you can. Come on, when
it's a podcast.
The podcast,
like you know, the silly things that you used to do, we never used to do. You know, like I was very innocent when I came to the country, like naive, you know, like proper naive. And I remember my first time, I met a girl, and this girl would hit on me, and for me that was like, yo, and ulaweba
userious
thanda, yes. I'm like, hey, and yes, and I'm an innocent guy, like innocent, and I'm thinking to myself, hey,
why welcome to South Africa when?
So that was really exciting. Really, and it kind of like made me feel somewhat welcome, because I remember before I moved here, my one aunt never wanted me to come to South Africa. Like, yo, don't go to South Africa.
Why? Basically,
you know, the women are beautiful, and you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yo, and you know what I mean? And my parents, because my mom, when she was pregnant with me, actually, she used to come and trade, you know, Abba Mama, but taking size. My mom was one of those people at some point. So when she was pregnant with me, she came to Joburg, and on her way back to Zim, they got robbed. And she was pushed out of a moving vehicle. Yeah. So my mom didn't want anything to do with the country. So
it was, you know, what a bad experience.
Yeah. So, you know, coming here I was very anxious because I didn't know what to expect. You know, but fortunate enough, you know, I Datibana Nabantu, you know, that I could call brothers. You know, they saw me as one of them, and I got to be part of a community, you know, and I think I'm very grateful for that. Like,
and even accept, and
I think one of the things that are beautiful about the arts industry is it's very accepting. You know, it's very accepting.
Universal kakulu.
You know, so there were times where there was like xenophobia, attacks happening, or xenophobic attacks happening around the country. I never experienced that.
Wow,
you know,
that's great.
Which is a good thing. I'm very grateful because I never experienced that. Because I think one of the things, or one of the crux of the matter, was the fact that but these foreigners started and stuff like that, and I never got that from anyone in the arts industry. So I'm very grateful. Especially to the community as the Eastern Cape. I think Eastern Cape, it's just different when it comes to that. You know,
we are the best. No but our Eastern Cape, especially PE, we are the best. I don't care who says what and pick is a big but we are very welcoming when you end Ubuntu and see bega pambi. When music journey yakho yoba i-bass guitarist uphando lwami liyangichaza lapha iqale at the age of 14.
Yeah, somewhere there. So my first instrument imbira, ne?
Imbira, yeah.
That's my first instrument, and so I started playing that when I think I was like 9 or 10.
9 years. Ufundiswa ngubani imbira?
Benifundiswa by my mentor.
Iguru le yembira yaseZimbabwe bawuchisa
Chaka Chawasari.
Chawasari,
The
yeah,
great,
yeah, the great.
He's an ethnomusicologist, he's a maestro. So he taught me that, and that was it came with its own spiritual dynamics, because it's not just an instrument that anyone can play.
Wow.
And I got to learn that in the same, so that was my first instrument, and I got attached to it. So when I think I was like 13 or 14, I had a friend of mine who was in the same church with me.
Okay.
He was a bass player.
So you are a church guy?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
All right. Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that. Eh?
Yeah. So this friend of mine, who Liberty, he was a musician. He was he led worship in church and stuff. And he was like, man, I want to stop playing bass, man. I want to play something else. I want to play guitar in church. So he started teaching me. He only gave me one lesson. One lesson. You
better be kidding me.
Yeah, he gave me one lesson. This one day practice. I was like, he just gave me notes.
Like the basics.
And I didn't even have a bass guitar, so I started practicing on a mop.
Come on,
practicing on a mop, and the rest was history, man. So basically everything I know when it comes to bass, I was self-taught.
Sure.
And then obviously by moving here, and that's another thing that I forgot to mention. I think most of the things that I've learned musically, I learned quite bad.
Oh, I got a Eastern Cape.
In P, like I met the Abo Bongani Tulwana,
Cora X.
Yeah, Tembani Kubashe. He was one of my mentors.
Wow.
Dennis Spence, those are the guys that I learned from.
The legend,
the late Siam Debele, he was a brother. So I got to learn, along the way. But everything that I had learned up until that point, I was self-taught.
Wow.
You know what I mean, when it comes to music. Yeah, I have a background in ethnomusicology, which is like a totally different dimension from what I'm doing. Yeah. It's a different ball game on its own. So when it comes to bass, that's how I learned, and I got to teach myself how to. Yeah.
That's a beautiful story, legend yako your music.
Yeah.
When before singene deep ne up music in wakho, uthe ka ufika South Africa wafikele Joburg, but awahlala kakhulu eJoburg wamovela to Eastern Cape. Yeah. What is the difference between Eastern Cape and Joburg, and what makes you know about ufika kwa Eastern Cape uzicabajonga ndiyahlala apha ndihambi?
Yeah. And I think Joburg is just too fast for me. I don't like that vibe. Even in Harare, I don't like it. But Joburg is like on steroids. Like everyone around, when it's somewhere, there's someone that wants
and
to,
Kuraf.
So I was like, hey, this vibe is not for me. I was in Durban for a little bit as well. Pretty much the same story. So when I came to P, I'm like, yeah, poly,
and the creativity is of mindset
chill, So that's what I loved about Ibai. It's calm. It's not as fast paced. These fast paced cities, people take advantage of other people. Like uhleli nje omnye umuntu uyakubalela but hey le anxiety. So I was trying to run away from that. Hey, bona sanga iyachaza sisixhosa. Andiyasithetha boy.
And achoka ngwenye usithetha beautiful like uspeta le way yami and ingathi uba ngcono nakunami ngoba because ubani ukothuka kothetha ngqele ngwenye deep mose sixhoseni bengicimba nje iyangena nje kancinci apha ndiyamamela uyaraya ngwenye awuzama uyathetha ngwenye
masibulela sis yabona sis.
Talking about lasses, you are married to a South African girl.
Yes, I am.
Take us through lo leyo ngwenye noba kube kunjani nje udibana ufika eSouth Africa udibane nentombi yalapha kudla ngothiwa ngosesixhoseni intonga enhle ikhiwe ezizweni, which is a beautiful thing. You get it far away,
Hey man, I think before in the figure part, what this is a podcast, I can talk about this.
I relax
things, before I met my wife, obviously I was in other relationships before.
Obvious.
But I only got married in 2015.
2015. Wow.
Yeah, that's when we got married. But she wasn't the first South African I dated.
I know. It's pretty obvious. Come on, man. Uqala ufumane buffet iqala phambi koba uchoose lento uyithanda ujonga ukuthi nonza taste apha ndive ngapha. Okay, hayi ndiyahlala la, hayi ndiyashiya la, hayi zalala ngapha. So we do understand, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. So it was difficult, shame, and Mquqo, because it wasn't easy, especially for my family.
Yeah.
Because remember,
Sure.
my family it was very.
But the experience is tough about the South African.
Yeah, so when I went to my family and they said, hey,
so chat the South African
what?
You know,
are you sure? Don't, because they already have stereotypes, you know. And another thing, people are liberal here. And back at home you have those women that are so they were like, are you sure? So it was tough for my family, but you know, me being me, I didn't really see myself going back home and now I have to marry a girl from Zim, and I just didn't make sense to me.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the story. So I've been married now since 2015.
Wow.
I have 2 boys.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, 2 boys. I have 2 amazing boys.
Wow.
Yeah, one is 10 and one is 6.
Wow, so bakhulu masikunye bakhulile kakhulu, and definitely now bazalandela kweli khondo lo music because sure into etyiwayo endlini. For sure, without a doubt izawuba njalo loo nto le. Yeah, coming back to music wakho Ngwenya, wafika ecaweni wa self taught ukuzidlalela ilanto kwi-guitar, then waba mnandi. Most xa uyingenayo into uya-understand, obviously uye equipa deep nawe ngubani lo mntu bumlandela odlala i-bass guitar uqhumajonga xa sendilenzile nyani ixesha, I want to be like that guy, ndiyidlale ngolaa hlobo nayo hlobo edlala ngayo i-guitar.
I think I've drawn inspiration from abantu abaninzi. Back then it used to be Sipho Gumede. I was like a huge fan of Sipho Gumede. I used to love his vibe, man. Like, yo, Lekhotman, you know, I even wanted to sound like him in my playing. And Samanzini as well.
Wow.
Excuse me, was one of them. And then locally, like I said, I had a mentor who Tembani Kubashi.
Yes. Abokora X, Abongani Tulwana.
Yeah. So bass I was learning from Tembani, Tembani Pratembani. No Dennis Spence.
All right.
So those are the guys I was listening to, watching, learning from. And then over the years, you know, as you evolve as an artist, you start being exposed to Abanya Bantu. Then I met Richard Bona along the way, you know, and I was like, this guy is my one-stop shop, you know.
So,
so I started obsessing, you know, over Richard Bona. As a result, like, even when you listen to my music, you find a lot of influence. Richard Bona in my music. Yeah.
Wow, no, that is so wonderful. When ndifuna for i-benefit yomntu omameleyo pha osabawela yena into ba abe i-bass guitarist pha ngaphandle. What make a best guitarist? Because remember xa ndisiya eshowini ndiyomamela lo mntu uzawucula, as much as ndizamamela yena, but enona ndimameleyo kuqala yilaa nto itsho pha ngasemva laa instrument, and yiyo endithathayo indisondeze kulo mntu. And things do happen sometimes. Ufumanisa uba hey, le nto yenzeka kulaa band nale nto yenzeka apha kulo mntu uphethe imic ikhona into engahlanganiyo nje, and ke ufumanisa uba hey, izinto zizawuye south apha. So ngokwe-experience yakho yintoni eyenza umntu abe best when it comes to abe yi-bass guitarist?
I think a composure, man. Yeah, I think being a composure as a bass player, because you carry the groove. You carry the groove of ingoma. You know, we like to joke and say bass is the one that makes your girlfriends dance. You know, so if
coming to think of it,
so if you don't do it right, they won't dance. You know, so you have to have composure, because bass injani. It's a very boring instrument, you know. And as a bass player, most of the times we are funu papa because
we are funu nobonakala,
you want to play the high notes. You don't want to play the high notes. You know what I mean? So I think your qala is just to have the composure, and not get bored, you know. Ukwazi nje just to carry the band. Anything else is an addition.
Wow.
You know, there's a thing that musicians like to call pocket.
Okay.
You know, when you hear musicians say pocket, it means like no bambeon. So when you're in the pocket, it's like you're sitting. You're tight.
Yeah. So I pull you.
Now when you have the back pocket, I know, and you sit on it, I can.
Nothing is after gig. Because
so I think composure. I think for me, composure is the best thing that you need. You know,
Man, you worked with abantu abaninzi amagama amakhulu bekenda wa mention up. Elokuqala singasoze silibale ngutata Oliver, the late Tata Oliver Mquqo. Man, take us through la experience yokusebenza nomuntu oseregardwa as a legend okanye as a star when it comes to music. Because wasidibanisa sonke wathi mina beningamva nomvi language bayithina, but the way umusic wakhe bemnandi ngakhona kube kwakho into ethi mandimamele okoko Todi. I mean, come on, man.
Sure.
So bekunjani nje usebenza nengqangangqwile ezifana no Tata Oliver Mquqo, abo Asanda Bam, I mean abo Berita nje.
Yazi,
to mention few.
Actually with Ubra Oliver, I never actually worked with him.
Okay.
But he was like a mentor.
Right.
So I didn't play with him.
Like ushare stage kunye naye.
Well, no, not even. Like he was a mentor because he had this an art center.
Okay.
Called Pakarepai Art Center, where he mentored like a lot of upcoming musicians.
Pakarepai meaning in English?
Yo, what is Pakarepai? Yo,
I know, it's fine.
I don't even know what Pakarepai, because
but they assume, okay. Trying to assume.
So this art center was at his house, you know,
right.
And he mentored like a lot of upcoming musicians, like a lot of musicians in Zimbabwe.
Trying to give back.
Have been through that mentorship program. So it's a lot of them. So I was fortunate enough to spend some time there, you know, and then I got to meet him again like years later. Like, do you remember me?
For sure.
He didn't even remember me, but he was very proud to know. So you came, and then back said about no, sunset. I was like, oh, okay, you know. As a result, at some point, I actually took his name out of my profile.
Wow.
Because people started thinking, maybe I'm trying to beg for favors because do you know what I mean? And I was like, no, man, you know, that's not
that's not the case.
That's not the case, you know. So I actually took his name out of my profile because it was creating some conflict, you know. Because you know when you say to in your profile, I've worked with Ban, like for instance, Nditi, I've worked with you.
Kunjani Podcast.
Kunjani Podcast. Immediately when someone is reading, they would think
expensively.
You know. So now people started thinking, you know, I'm putting his name forward.
For benefit.
Like, man, let me take it out. So for so many years I actually took his name out of my profile because I wanted to create a name for myself without being under the shadow of that's that guy where Wasebenza and Oliver Mquqo, the type of thing, you know what I mean? So most of these guys, Abanye, I played with them, I played for them, Asanda Bam, we played together, I think around 2014.
Wow.
We worked together briefly. Sylvester Funani as well.
Dr. Sylvester Funani.
Doctor. So I worked with him as well briefly. Some shows I played for him then, and Andy the Bees from here as well.
Yes, yeah. Ngoba lapha eGqeberha
I
siyambona.
worked with him, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, operator, Nati as well. I worked with them.
Unathi Mangai?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I played for him briefly as well.
Yeah.
Who else? Unsika.
Unsika, yes.
I actually still play with Unsika at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite a few of them, and I can't think of them now.
Yeah, abaninzi kaloku kufanele ngoba because benjila le basket yakhe igcwele kakhulu. But tell us about la experience ndoba usebenze na one of the greats zalapha eSouth Africa nje ibe njani kuwe la opportunity oba ube lucky enough, because ayibizi ndoba lucky enough because even sometimes noba uya good kuba nzima ndoba mawuthi ufikelele kwela zinto ndoba ufumana abantu thina besiba regard ndoba zizstars but ukwazi usebenza lapha ibe njani nje la experience.
I think it's eye-opening, because
a lot.
I remember there's one thing that I'll never forget. I think one of my favorite people that I ever worked with was Ubraringo.
Uringo Matlingos?
Yeah, when I worked with Ubraringo, for me that was crazy, man. That was crazy in the sense that when you we got the music, you sent the music that we were gonna perform. Check Mquqo, and you're like, no, do pet. And then come rehearsal, guy comes and he's like, no, that doesn't sound like that. And for me, that experience, yobana umdu awazi umculo wakhe instrument by instrument. When now you think you have checked and you know what I mean?
But
ayiyo, it doesn't sound like that. And he's not a bass player, he's not a drummer, but he would tell you it doesn't sound like that. So for me that was like I was mind blown. And just experiencing him, performing with him, the professionalism yakhe. I remember we did a set of an hour, Kengomezi 3.
Sure.
3 songs. I promise you, 3 songs. We did an hour set.
And Ringo Gelo.
Yeah.
That's a good Ringo for you.
No. I was like, yo, this guy. So he's one of the people that I enjoyed working with the most. And like I was saying, working with different artists, obviously they all have different tastes. They all have different things that they look for. So those things they expand you as an artist. If umdu ofundai, umdu that is always willing to learn, it grows you. It grows you. It pushes you. Yeah.
No, that's nice, man. And I also learned that une group onayo Muzah and friends, right?
Edgar, Muzah and friends.
Edgar, Muzah, yeah. Take us through la group yakho ndoba kwenzeka ntoni, iqalwe nini, and what is happening in group yini.
Okay, so Edgar, Muzah and friends was supposed to be like a project that I only do once a year.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but that actually gave birth to Edgar Muzah as a performing artist.
Oh, all right.
So because I've worked with like different artists over the years, that developed a love for production, music production. So I started getting into the space of being a music producer, So the artists that I was working with, some of them all Black Tie, Onomabotwe, Andy Dlazilwana, Willis Watafi, Joliza, those artists that I was producing music for or co-writing music with. They that decided once a year I wanted to do a show called Edgar Muzah and Friends, where I would call those people. And then we would perform the music that we've done together.
Wow.
So that was beautiful. That was the idea.
Sure.
So after my first performance, I found myself in a space where I had to do a performance of my music, because people didn't know that I write music. So people got excited when they found out Edgar is going to perform as with Edgar, and people came out in numbers and watched the show. So they enjoyed the show. Banfageli pressure, to say, hey man, we want more.
Yeah, want more. Come on, man.
And in the very same year, I then entered the ESP. ESP.
Africa. And you won, by the way, and end up performing Mquqo Jazz Festival.
Yes,
20th.
Yes. So I ended up performing at Cape Town Jazz Fest with the same concept.
Wow, man, that's beautiful.
And that was one of my highlights for that year. Phofuke for my career. So can go coming from that. Some things developed. I got management, you know, and they were like, no, you have to make this a thing. You have to be a solo artist, you know. So I started performing as a solo artist, you know. But Edgar Muzah and Friends is still it's still a thing, you know. So, but it doesn't close the doors to the people that are there, because I work with different people all the time. So they all become part of Edgar Muzah and Friends. So mhlambe you would realize it's a show maybe next year, and you would find that Black Tie is not there. You know, but there is someone else there that I'm working with. But all of them. So it's not. That's why it's called Edgar Muzah and Friends, because my friends can be anyone that I'm working with. So I can call anyone to say, I want you to be part of the show. So that's what Edgar Muzah and Friends is. Yeah.
Wow, no, that's nice. And I look at the way I was mentioning guys, and it's nice by winning, because you've mentioned about we just go and perform with Jazz International Festival. Come on, man.
Yeah,
that's a big thing, man. It's not just it's
a big deal,
but the way you make a corner casually,
I think it goes with my character.
Nobody used the winning.
Yeah, that's a jam. But yeah,
take us like experience, man. I can start to speak like experience new performer. I mean, we Cape Town International Jazz Festival.
And performing prime time.
Prime time. Ndibukala nje muyibeka Keles Qoba lo thina uyayiqonda boss. You know like you mentionayo for uqala.
Yeah, I know that was crazy, man. I think that's probably one of my best experiences, best ever experiences as a performing artist. From the treatment, you know, like I've played a lot of festivals in my life, you know, in South Africa, abroad, in Africa, you know, but that festival,
it's crazy, man.
The treatment that I got there was like, I felt like a superstar.
Wow, and you are, man. You are. You are a superstar, man.
Yeah. So I felt it, you know. I felt like a winner. I felt like a winner.
And you are a winner, man.
It was crazy, man. You know, you get there. So Payana, they book out one hotel.
Ne?
You know, for all the artists.
So wagilana against Fuba.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
They cream de la cream ya jazz.
And here's the thing about Cape Town Jazz Fest. In order for you to be in that hotel at that particular time,
prime time
you're a big deal. So you can't just be in that hotel. For you to be in that hotel. Yeah, no. Everyone knows. You have to be a big deal. So it's like everyone that's on the lineup that you see, they stays in that same hotel. You know. So
and you were there.
Yeah, at breakfast you're chilling. Hey, nang ban.
Sure.
Gilisana, quick queue, you're packing, pap.
I saw.
Yeah.
So
and the beautiful thing about it is, even if people don't know you, the other artists don't know you, but because of the fact that you are there,
they respect you because my husband, cream de la cream.
Yeah.
No, that's nice.
So I actually got to meet Richard Bonner there. Wow. Finally, that was like your highlight.
Sure.
Because he was performing the same year, and I got to meet him. You know, which is beautiful. Yeah. So their treatment is amazing. You know, like just experiencing Lando,
treatment
is like
respect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and coming from a space where you know how things are. Like I always have a challenge with like a lot of festivals around. I'm not gonna mention names.
Sure.
But festivals, Zalapa. You know, festival goers get there climbing about 2, and then all the local artists have already played. Because Bazo Jaliso when there's no one. Bro, Payana, my set was at 9 p.m.
Wow. It
was at 9 p.m.
Prime time.
Sure. You know, and so I'm thinking to myself, this is beautiful. And if we can be able to have such a performance, and we kill that performance, kill that performance.
Knowing you are obvious. Obviously, because I was mad.
So I'm thinking to myself, if this can happen, you know, you get celebrated like this, not at home, because I regard PE as my home, you know what I mean? So at home, uzo nikwa a set kutwa uzodlala ngo-2
udlalela izitulo
when people are still coming into the
but kwi-home ground yakho
you know what I mean?
Yena
It's
yenza
not
sense.
nice. It's not nice, and I just wish and hope ukuthi festivals could learn, you know, to do things differently, because it's not like we can't do it. We can. You know, how do you expect Noma Botwe, for instance, to grow as an artist if you don't expose Noma Botwe to 10,000 people?
No, that's true, man.
You know what I mean?
That's
Because
true. It
after
makes sense, Ledita,
yeah, because you're gonna expose Noma Botwe to 300 people at
Come
11
on.
in the morning, and then abantu they will be bored. I understand the mentality of your thing about if people don't know Banbani at 8, they bazumbuish and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's all about the performance.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you could have an artist that's headlining Africa Dlalengo 8 and
Sure.
people are booing, they're like, no.
Yeah, simfuni. And
You get my
ngikena
point?
ibona ke lo experience njalo ke ngwena.
Yeah.
Iyenzeka.
So I just wish that these festivals would just give artists that they call local artists to like a chance. You know,
Bakwazi
prime
ukuperforma
time,
nokwaziyo.
8 o'clock. People are nice and tipsy. Abanye they're
And
drunk.
banxalela
you know what I mean?
music at that
Yeah,
time.
you
They
know what I
want
mean?
music at that time.
Give them a set. You see what happened. You
And
see
you may
what
never
happened.
know.
Yeah, and you've done your beat in accelerating that artist to another level, because try a Puma from that event. 10,000 people know about this person.
Bazakwazi umbhuka kachakhula achaziwe not le
You
nto
know what I
esenzayo
mean? Yeah.
sibulala i-artist zingekagqami nogqama. I mean,
So
come on, man.
yeah, so that's something that I learned, and Payana, I the treatment was beautiful, man. Like I didn't feel like I was less than,
abantu bo-performa
you know what I mean?
kunye
I
nabo.
didn't feel like I was less than Richard Bonner, because we were staying in the same hotel.
They gave you the
We
same
were
treatment.
eating breakfast in the same place. You know what I mean? We were taking the same shuttle to sound check. We're taking the same shuttle to, you know, everything is perfect. You know, so it makes you feel good as an artist as well.
Wow, that's nice.
So yeah, that's the experience for me.
And there is something good about the Cape Town, yes, now that you mentioned it, that beke senza uphando lethu nathi sizichekela nje into basimanyela kweziphi province kangakanani. Guess what? Abantu base-Western Cape ngabona abantu bangu-number 1 kusimameleni. Sikhona silapha ePE. iPE ilandela i-Western Cape. Uyayibona laa nto leyo? So siyabachallenge ke ngoku into yoba asikwazi ubethwa i-away game. Funeka apha kwi-home ground yethu sibe yintshatsheli abantu basebhayi. Subscribe-ani, follow-ani iKunjani Podcast, because lilo kuphela iqonga liza liphathela abantu benu abazawuza apha nigilana ngezifuba kunye nabo nibazi more. Kwenye almost zonke i-artists zalapha, i-local artists zalapha eBhayi, whenever simenshina igama lakho bayathimba bathi wow, u-Edgar. Yintoni le nto ikwenze wena wapopular okanye wakuclose kubo kakhulu, because unqabile umuntu ongakumenshiniyo when it comes to music apha eBhayi owalapha local.
Yo, man, that's beautiful.
Serious, that's why ulapha nje. Yabo sivele ke Xhosa uncokola nabo bamention u-Edgar. Hayi ndacina ingoma ngo-3 kuseni ndafonela u-Edgar.
I think at some point in my career, I was playing with almost everyone. That was prime time in PE. No, but I was playing with like 15 different artists at some point.
So bekungekho resting wena.
Yeah, it was. I remember this one festival that we had. What was it called? Mandela Bay Cultural Festival.
Okay,
a couple of years
sure.
ago. You know, everyone was booked there, and everyone when Mzwanele was there. Hey.
So mina kasinothetheleza yazi bose kula festival.
No. I think I made more money than the actual artist as a session musician, because I know I was coining it.
Because bonke elekuphuma lo nekakungenomnye sekwabu.
It was tough, you know, and the times were crazy, because omnye udlala ngapha, gqiba pha udlala ipakishe baleke next venue udlala, you know. That's when I was like, man, this is too much.
It's crazy, man.
It's too much. You know, I'm playing for like 9 people in the same festival.
So
know?
it's tiring.
Yeah. And I think the other thing about it is that when I was working with these guys, I invested myself kakulu, because like I loved them, I loved their music. So like most of them, I arranged Mquqo wabo.
Wow.
Back then, you know, not even as a musical director, but just because they do time, and some of them still use those same arrangements up until today, you know. So I think that's probably why they would mention Uguti Edgar because I was always that guy. You know, I remember with Upoto. Upoto used to send me voice notes. Ingoma, Jong, I have this song. I told it. Yeah, and then plus Tibana. See Tibani second walk, you know, things like that. Same thing with Black Tide, you know. Same thing with Uzimsto, Rufini, you know. Oh, I love Uzimsto. Yeah. So I used to like arrange their music, most of them. I think that's probably what makes them, you know, love, maybe,
sure.
Or say.
Close.
You know, and we I don't play with most of them anymore, but we're very
close
cool
still,
with
which
close,
is not develop a relationship right now sebenzana right to a point yoba andikwazi ukuhlona whenever umuntu ekudinga uyayazi uba you're one phone call away from yena. No, that's nice, man.
Even in their rehearsals sometimes bayafona, hey Edgar, la ngoma kanene ihamba njani, kachulele ubani
nekukhumbule ke ngokwena
kanene
because zininzi by the way. No, that's nice.
Kwenya
there is a challenge esiyibonayo nakasincokola kunye ne-artist ngakumbi eza lapha eBhayi ndoba siyazama siyenza and i-production yethu sometimes you feel like i-good lento zana ebantwini but lack of support. Abantu abaninzi they end up leaving the Eastern Cape bahambe babheke ema-Joburg to make sure intoba umculo wabo uyakhula ubheka phambili. But wena still kuyo yonke le success unayo but uselapha. Why?
I think it's intentional for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very intentional because like I'm one of those people that are patriotic. Like I was saying, I believe now Eastern Cape is my home. P is my home. So why is it that they can do it from Durban? They book artists from Durban to go perform anywhere else. They book artists from Cape Town to go perform anywhere else. Why can't the same thing happen with us? You know? So for me, it's been intentional. Like I'm with when I was releasing my first album, I got signed by Galo.
By Galo, sure.
and CCA. I'm still signed but with those two companies. And they wanted me at some point to move. I was like, I don't want to move.
You want to be here?
No, I don't want to be in Joburg. You know, because why can't I do
sure,
because it's just a flight away, you know what I mean? Like 1 hour I'm there, you know what I mean? So a way, some people might look at it as you're being stubborn or whatever, but there's something that I'm trying to achieve, you know what I mean? Because what we are facing is a brain drain. Most of these artists that are successful at Joburg are not from Joburg.
Yeah,
we can talk about your Vusi Novas, we can talk about Black. Oh, Amifaku. They so Bayapuma Bambi and they go make Joburg great.
What about Eastern Cape?
You know what I mean? Then,
sure.
You know, Eastern Cape is left with a void. So Ngoku, I know I'm not on that level yet, you know, but I wanted to prove a point, mana. Let's try it. You know, let's try it. I remember when we were recording my album, and I said, with this album, first album, I want a summer nomination.
Wow.
You know,
2022.
Yeah.
So, and you almost begged
yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't win that thing, to be honest with you.
Maybe it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't.
Obvious. Because as crossing fingers lewe siqomba ayaboyise ebhayile because ke ungowethu ngoba usongwaze eZimbabwe anymore. Ungowalapha ekhaya because umsebenzi omninzi wenze apha.
Yeah,
no, that's nice, man. When you end up uqale ngoba i-best player but sakubona ngokusenza into ezininzi emculweni, uyi-composer, uyi-arranger, ucula nocula nawe, yabo. Una i-album ngoku zingaphi and zenza njani?
So I have basically 2 albums, but it's 1 album. I'll tell you why I'm saying that.
All right.
So my debut album, Son of a Tribe, I released it in 2021. And so I've been feeling the pressure, you know, release another album, but I feel like the album still has mileage, you know, and then Kabiko Red. So that pressure, I was like, you know what, let me add a few more tracks and release an extended version of the album.
Sure.
So last month we released the extended version of the album in September, which is called Son of a Tribe Royalty Edition.
Okay.
So it's 2 albums, but it's 1 album. So the first album is 16 tracks, and the royalty edition is 22 tracks.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so we added like six more tracks. It's doing very well. Son of a Tribe came out in 2021. We got a Saman nomination. And Sisa Jongeleyo, when we just lost, we lost. And then boom, I got a nomination for an Afrima. Afrima is even bigger because it's an international award.
It's international award.
It's
computer namanje tase Nigeria.
Yeah. So in my category, it was Master KG, Vocalistic, Zakes Bandwini.
And those guys osbalayo, I mean bezilahlela ngela xesha bezingadlali.
So that's when I realized, Edgar, you're a big deal. You're a big deal.
Take it from me, once sikuxelele thina apha kule show into yoba usistar funeka uqiniseke, because apha i-podcast ene-HD content la sosikuxelela ingxelo xa bengayazi siyabazisa, yena nto sidume ngayo le, but bengayazi thina sibazise because silela podcast ubonakala into yoba inomsoco inento yonke. And you also work with abantu abafana noBhaca, noJoliza. Take us through la nto yokusebenza nabo.
uJoliza, that's a special one. Joliza is special.
Talented.
Yeah. Like South Africa has to know about this guy. Joliza is amazing. If you haven't checked Joliza, please do yourself a favor.
Sure.
Yes. So I met Joliza in 2016, somewhere there. Kwenye competition bisenziwa apa Gqeberha. It was called Imilonji. It was a talent search thing. That's when I met him, because he was part of the contestant.
Sure.
I think he was in top 6 or top 5. So I got to direct music for their performance at Ebubeleni in I think it was 2017 or 2018. So the top 5 had a performance. That's when I met with Joliza and we started just vibing, because he's a nice guy.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I think a couple of months later, I produced his single, Indombi Zikhulile. He released that, and then our relationship just solidified from there. And I invited him to come and feature on my album when I was recording, and then invited him again on the deluxe, on the extended version. And then myself and Mquqo who I work with very closely, is my brother. We work on everything together. We produced 4 songs on Joliza's EP, the Mquqo experience. So we produced. Dango.
Yes. How you sebenza ngwe?
Yeah. So we produced 4 songs. I think Nongala. What's the Mvelinqangi, Marikana, and what's the other one? I forgot the 4th one. It's only one song that we didn't produce by him. He's an amazing artist. I think
talented.
He's crazy, man. Joliza, and what I love the most about him is like how authentic he is.
Yeah, sure.
He's authentic. He's authentic. He's special. He's special, and he's one artist that Tina as a Gqeberha, we need to make sure that he makes it. He needs us. He needs us.
Support.
We need to, because he's special, man. Joliza is special.
No, that's true, man, because I remember as a feature show ngutsika kwenye show yelapha eNewsroom uqala kwami umbona mina perform baqoba wow, this boy uJoliza iphethe into ensiwahamba musle out le. Tell us about music wakho bofumaneka uyafumaneka kuzo zonke digital platforms kwenza abantu bakwazi uyongena bawuthenge, because it is very imperative into yoba masimsupport umuntu wethu, siwuthenge umusic, singahambe siwuba sibe ngamabhakane sibe zipirates siwuthenge umculo
bangayi kuhempini juice.
So So uyafumaneka umculo wakho
Yafumaneka on all digital streaming platforms of your choice. Zonke ezibhatalelwayo.
Sure.
Basiziyeke ezingabhatalelwayo. You
Yeah,
can even
sure.
get it on YouTube Music.
Wow,
Shem.
that's nice.
Yeah. Just go and stream the music.
Wow.
Hopefully abantu bazofumana soundtracks for ubomi babo, you know. Yeah.
Umculo zathi ubaphilise yabo yonke
Yeah,
lento le.
yeah.
Yeah. Jemma Edgar, you've worked with abantu abaninzi kakhulu apha kwi-industry. Ukhona umuntu apha koqonda ba ndiyanqwenela kanjani usebenza nobani because ndenojonga ilanto kwibhayo kanti yo le ngwenye isebenzela. Ukhona umuntu oqoma I want to work with that artist. Yeah, ngubani if ukhona.
Bro, you know, I used to, ne? But ngoko, not anymore. Like I don't have la way anymore. Yobana
usebenza nobani
because I don't think I've stopped dreaming, but I've also been very disappointed.
Oh,
you know, like you ask someone, hey man, I'm working on something, can we collaborate? And then do. Yeah, no, cool. And because abantu have this tendency of not saying no, of which I can't do wrong, you know, like and feel Edgar, I don't like the song, you know, people don't want to say no, you know. So as a result, I'm just like, you know, I'll work with whoever wants to work.
usebenza nawe.
Yeah,
because ekugqibeleni funeka umuntu afune usebenzana nawe
yeah, it has to be mutual. Yeah,
yes,
because
I've forced izinto.
I've done that so many times. Like uvumelane nomuntu, yabona nisebenze, yabona like quick progress, and then umuntu just
all of a sudden umuntu
ghost you without
akakuxeleli nokuxelela bakwenzeka
explanation,
ntoni.
nothing, you know.
Ashoka aqhaye ngo-current nje.
Yabona usheke uzibuza ba noba ndim lo kanye. Yeah.
Ngwenya, you've traveled ngenxa ye-music amazwe. Khakushereshelela amazwe uye wawandwendwela ngenxa ye-music ekuthatha umusic akubeke ezindaweni because xa ndizayibeka ngokwama biza bakathi ndenza uchatha apha ndiyongeza kanti iba better kayiphuma from the horse's mouth.
Hey man,
asibana wara ubreaking when you uthetha inyani. Yeah, uthetha inyani sibana wara.
Yeah, I've seen the world, man. I think that's one beautiful thing about music that I can say, Mquqo has made me seen the world. Like I've traveled Africa, not enough. You know, Africa is one place that I want to finish.
Like literal.
Yeah, like but I haven't. You know, I'm not even close. I've been in Africa. I've done Mozambique. I've done Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana. Uganda, and funny enough, I haven't performed at home.
Wow, eZimbabwe. Asibana wena ngiyogqibela le. Uzabuya ngaso bathatha ungadlali.
I haven't performed there. I don't think I have a market plan.
Apha. But ngonye ungabadeleli. Uzakufonelwa ngenye imini 12 ndi kabo yezekhaya siyakudinga.
Yeah, sure. I've done Asia as well.
Wow.
Japan. Korea.
Oh yeah.
I've been to India.
This guy is a gentleman.
Where else? Germany, Spain, France, Finland, Canada. Yeah. Those are some of the countries that I've visited, and music made that possible.
Yeah.
I still want to travel more though. I have a bucket list of countries that I want to travel.
Tell us about that experience you're performing in a foreign country whereby probably abantu understand bengayiva noyiva le language even so uthetha English because some of the countries that you've mentioned ayithetha nothetha English kuzo ba understand ilwimi labo. Injani nje la experience yoba uperform alibikho lavala into ba I wonder bazandireceive njani aba bantu or mhlawumbe xa uyicomparisa uhlobo bakureceive ngalo verses apha ekhaya kenza apha ekhaya eAfrica okanye eBhayi sethi ba injani nje la experience yoperform audience oqonda ba andiyana wabazandithatha njani aba bantu because okokuqala kwalo English banzacula English abayi understand. Yeah, okanye kube ngumusic unendlela nje yoba mawusenze sizifumane in between.
Yes, funny enough, I actually enjoy performing outside. It's true what they say, you get celebrated more
outside. Yeah, that's true.
Because they appreciate. You get to perform in front of people that have never heard of your name.
Sure.
they will sing your music like,
wow.
come on.
Then you start to ask yourself a question, but could you have treatment and
yeah, you know, like I don't know, is it an us thing, but you can't gender wrong.
Yeah,
we have an attitude when we don't know an artist. Like you know, but I've been fortunate enough even here at home I've performed like in front of crowds that will be vibing from the first song to the last song, you know, even though bengayazi bana, you know, ngumntu wasekhaya lo, you know, walapha ekhaya, and uziva ukhuthazeka nayo,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I really enjoy performing outside. Where's
it's crazy.
Where's Europe? Europe is
I support.
Yeah,
I support kakhulu.
Ubone becula pha isiXhosa sakho.
Uqomba ubuqomba jonga bashaka shona bashaka isiXhosa aba crazy la we.
Yeah.
Ayisho ngonya no, that's nice.
It's a beautiful experience.
That's nice. If ngonya bungakhanga ube yi-musician okanye lento ubuyo ku music ubuzaba yintoni?
That's a tricky one. Yes. That's a tricky.
That's why ulapha apha ngonya xa bengayazi siyabazisa baxelele buzaba yintoni if bungakhanga ube yimvu.
I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. No, I got tired of soccer, so nah, I don't think soccer. I actually have a background in electrical engineering,
Yes,
so I'll probably have been still busy nombane.
Uweske sinenge ngake load shedding libele kudlala ke talent yakho uzosiculela sibe sinenge ngake load shedding. Come on, man. Fix the country, man. Come on.
Yeah. I'll probably be that guy who busy sebenza nombane, you know, yeah.
I know, that's nice.
That's probably what I would have been doing. Yeah.
Any upcoming projects Edgar anazo usharishela ukwenza abantu bayazi, then emva kokuba nika socials zakho ukwenza bakwazi ukulandela?
Upcoming projects. Oh, so we just released the Son of a Tribe royalty edition. So we're gonna park there for now.
Sure.
And then there's another duo that I'm busy with him. Mquqo. Remember I mentioned him earlier.
Yes.
Muzah. He's like my twin brother. He's also a producer, pianist, amazing guy. So together we have a thing or a duo called OGT, and we do music on the other spectrum, which is pop, like popular music. You know, that's the stuff that we do. We recently released last year actually, we released our first single, Gin and Juice.
Gin and Juice, yeah.
We released that last year, yeah. So, and then after that we released another single. So now we're preparing to release another single.
That's nice.
So that's something that I think people should be on the lookout for as well. Like give OGT a chance, because I think we've done well enough. We've done well enough with the first single. So it's time to release new music.
Wow.
And also as a producer, I'm gonna be doing with Mquqo as well. We're gonna be working on the album. Yeah, in Kunjani.
Wow.
We did their single. I think in March. There's a song that has been. I don't know if Wake Waibona. This.
Oh yeah, Mzwanele.
Yeah, we produced that song. We produced that song.
Yeah, depending on that, but depending on
yeah.
So everything you touch, it becomes gold.
I really hope so, man.
You can trust us.
Yeah. So we did that single in March, and now they're preparing to do a full-length album. It's one project that I'm very excited about, because like it's a unique project. You know, like literally about special.
Yeah, sure.
So it's something unique. They're not artists. So now we're gonna do like.
And it's also crazy. I've got any experience like so it make another thing. Wow, that's nice, man.
That's another project that I'm working on, and I'm hoping Abantu will check it out as well.
Obvious. Social media.
Yeah, in the corner. On On Instagram, it's at Edgar Muzah,
Okay.
EDGARMUZAH, and on Facebook, it's Edgar Muzah. And on Twitter, it's also at Edgar Muzah, but I'm never on Twitter, man.
Why wonke umuntu emsapha uTwitter kwenzeka ntoni guys? Utheni Twitter street ndezisoyikela?
I think for me, I understand.
Okay.
Twitter is I don't get it, the whole vibe of retweeting. And it's
sisonke on that one. Even the way man abantu bakwa Twitter benza ngakhona izinto ubuza come on guys. Umuntu asuka trend ngento wrong ufuna utrenda for the whole week ngento wrong but unomsebenzi omhlebe wenza but aka trend then uzibuza ba okay kwenza kantoni guys. But it is what it is ekugqibeleni because umuntu ulandela into afuna uyilandela and expressa ngohlobo afuna uexpressa ngalo yonke lanto leyana. No, that's nice ke ngonya ukuba bayakwazi ukufumana. When I want to book you, what do I do?
The best way is to email.
Okay.
The email address is info@edibase.co.za. So it's info@edibas.co.za. You can just email and get in contact with the management. Wow. They'll be able to.
Kuzo zonke into sizivilene sizaziyo nesizilandelayo about wena because it's like you're naked kuthi siyakwazi because umsebenzi wakho uyabonakala. What are the 3 things that we don't know about Edgar before siphungcweleje?
3 things.
Abengayazi siyabazisa. Nakanjani neke bayazile ngoye? Sifuna le bangayaziyo ngoku.
I can't swim.
Come on, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, I can't swim. I can probably float in water, but face down and not the other way.
I think literally, guys, uyawoyika manzi. You know what I mean when I say uyawoyika manzi. Joking.
Yeah. So 1, I can't swim. 2, what is it? I don't want to talk about my phobias because
no,
abantu bazidibana mapesithathu but
okay. But no, it's fine, man. It's fine. Come on.
Wait.
What you right, lay one? I know.
I'm trying to think what else can I share. Ale phobias and because you won't just get tell my hand.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So I think that's one. Another thing would be, but people probably know this. I love motorcycles. I love bikes. And what could be hey, I can't sing.
You can't sing.
I can't sing.
Yabona ke ngobabukeli. Yabona uyashaya ngokubhidla.
No, I can't. Really, I can't sing. Yeah, I do sing on my album and I do sing on performances, but I can't sing.
What makes you think that you can't sing? Because me, I believe ndoba uyakwazi ucula.
You must spend time with me. That's when you know. Like, I sing off key.
Okay.
Ne? Ndiyayila naxa ndibetha umlozi. That's like next level.
Sure. But I in the sense lento uyibalisayo uthi uyayila and then you can't sing, but the way udibanisa ngakhona music womuntu to
I know how things are supposed to sound.
Ne?
Yeah. Like I even sing in studio when I perform I use an auto-tune pen. That's
with the late AKA. No, so right. What is your life motto?
Keep your head down, work hard, never have enough. Yeah, sure. I think that's everything. Keep your head down, work hard, never have enough.
Sure. It's big that because I remember ikhona nyengwenya ucoach eSouth Africa uShakes Mashaba wathetha into engasoze ndiyilibalena kwanamhlanje uthi the arrogance of his success is to know about what you did yesterday is not sufficient for the future, and then that thing was like what.
Yeah.
So sukonela uthi ngokundenzele even if uyaqonda wena wonele enzela abantu abazapha emveni kwakho bathatha ubaphakamisa babeke kula level kuyo if udikiwe wena for wena. No, that's nice boy. Uyabona kapha kweliqonga lethu akufika abantu abafana nawe sibaregada as ba ngabantu abakhulu asikwazi ubayeka nje ndizame i-challenge kuyo back ba uminci urhabule namanzi because kuzawuba nzima apha ke ngwenya xa ulapha ikhona i-tradition esinayo yokuba awukwazi uphuma ungakhange ukhuthaze. amazwe enkuthazo man pha kunamuntu ngaphandle mhlawumbe umuntu ufuna ulahla ithemba because of kudala ezama akho nto zenza izinto zangakaziboni zibheka phambili. Please man, khabakhuthaze bangalahla ithemba.
I think mnazothetha ngento that has worked for me. Because obviously life is different for everyone, you know.
Ligwinya lihlohla ipaloni mina uyazazemba umishuthini.
Yeah. So I'll speak about into that have worked for me, you know. I know akhonde ngapheliyo. I know it sounds cliche when you say it, like akhonde ngapheliyo, and as much as you are in a dark hole or you are in a dark space, you feel like izinto zakho azihambeli phambili okanye they're not going anywhere. There's only one thing that you need to remember. Ba wena ungubani. Once you know who you are, you will be able to move from that space and you'll be comfortable with the space. Kubon like my character, or I'm that kind of person that I could lose my car mhlawumbe umzekelo masithi ndidriver i-Maserati.
Yeah, like it's quite kwishi semoto, yeah.
I would lose that car, ne? And then ndiyoqala phansi ndihambe ngebhayisikili.
Sure. And still make it.
Because ndiyazazi ndingubani. Yabo. Enye nenye around me is noise.
Because
uyazazi bani ngubani.
So kubalekile uzazi.
Once you know who you are, you'll be able to take yourself out of any, and you can be comfortable with, okay, ndilapha ngoku. This is where I am. And mandibe right. Yabo, because ndilapha ngoku, but I'm not going to be here forever. Nothing's lasts forever.
Sure.
Remember? And then secondly, know about ngubani. That's the only way you can come out of any situation. So I feel like it might help someone else because
wow, for sure because it is so profound into it because kuba kundethetha besixoseni xa ungazazi ndoba uvela phina ngekho uzazi apho uyakhona, so funeka uzazi ndoba ungubani in order for you ndoba uzozazi ndoba kwenzeka ntoni ngolife ungazokwazi ukuphazanyiswa nazo izinto nje ezincinci ezenzekayo.
Because it needs Unjani noise around us. There's a lot.
And ke uba uzazi uzawuhamba naye kanti ubuyazazi zakwenzeka inoise ube khama wena usixele ntoba le dust izawusettlisha and izawushiya ndilapha and ukusuka kwamapha bazawuphinda babuya bebesenza ingxolo baphinde bandibukele probably baphinde bandisupporte futhi because uyazazi ntoba ungubani na. When it was so nice bekuzibhuzayisa bekusweet bekuzilekesa ukuncokola nawe. I feel like singancokola kude kuse but ngenxa yamaxesha man. Thank you very much sir. Ngosigreyisa ngobukho bakho apha washerishela yonke into yaziyo ngomculo. I feel into abantu abaninzi ba inspired and noqonda into ufuna ngokulandela ikhondo lasemculweni inoba at least ngokuyazazi bafuneka enze ntoni nantoni into oba makakwazi uqhubeka bheke phambili. Yanga le talent unayo man ungangayiphakameli ungahlala uhambo ngohlobo ngalo usoloko ngalelo ngexesha usiblessa ngomculo wakho ublesse neartists esisebenza nazo nomsebenzi wakho uhamba uqhubeke ufikelele emagqabini deske ude ubhukwe na overseas on almost every month ubhukwa overseas ukwenza bakube mnandi. Thank you very much sir.
Thank you sir.
Babukeli bethu bekunjani podcast size naye uEdgar Edibes Muzah usichazele ke into ba he can swim literal akavane namanzi yabo ndiyadlala nimvile ke sherishele wisdom anayo emculweni usebenze nabantu abakhulu kakhulu ndiba mentionile, so please masiulandele ke umsebenzi wakhe simlike sishareishe sicommente sisubscribe ku YouTube page yethu sithenge umsebenzi wakhe. Yona ndibalekile, it is very important to support umsebenzi weartists zethu and go and buy CDs zabo and go and buy kuzo zonke ezindawo sifumana kuzo umculo sibhatalelwayo. Kubantu bekunjani podcast, please guys follow us, nisoloko nislike nicommente nishare niye ku YouTube page wethu because if manzi toba ininzi traffic ku social yethu abantu abaninzi bayasibukela, but guys siyanonwabisa nedeske nicho but aniyi ku YouTube nifike nisubscribe by going to YouTube nifike nisubscribe anizodeductelwa mali but ithi londo niyawazi umsebenzi wethu and niyaw appreciate and what is going to happen ke next time xa si-upload ivideo izawuvela apha efonini yakho izawuphopha kwi-screen sakho nantso qha into ethethayo into yela nto ka YouTube yesanukoyika ukuya pha nicofela qhosha. So my advice is before ubukele ivideo yethu qala ngocofela qhosha libomvu pha then we are set. Thank you very much man. Bekumnandi sincokola nawe. Yanga ningaqhubeka ke nisupporta nislike. Mr. Edgar, masibabhabhayise emakhaya. Thank you very much audience. Bye bye emakhaya. Danko.